Good day, everyone. Welcome back to another episode in the Horus Heresy from the Beginning series. Today we'll be taking a look at what a unit profile is. This is going to be a shorter video, but it'll be good to get this covered. This video is 1.0 and 2.0 compatible with only one difference between the two editions. A unit profile is composed of a line of stats. These stats determine how a unit or model can perform, measuring their capabilities in an easy-to-read numerical fashion. The unit profile tells you how fast a unit moves, how well they handle weapons, their physical attributes, how quickly they can get into combat, just how much they're going to swing, and how well they're going to stay on the table. A vehicle will show its armor value instead of a few of these values. These values are known as characteristics. Beneath the unit characteristics is other unit data. This will tell you the unit composition, unit type, what war gear it has, its special rules, what dedicated transport options it has, and other options. The unit composition tells you how many models are in a unit. The unit type tells you how the unit can act or what restrictions it might have. War gear gives you different weapons or abilities, and special rules tell you what universal rules the unit has. Additionally, the dedicated transport options tell you what vehicles you can take without using a slot, but the unit that takes a dedicated transport must begin the game embarked within it. Lastly, the options give you a whole list of things you can buy, swap, or otherwise take on the unit. A non-vehicle unit will have 10 characteristics. The first one, movement, tells you how fast the unit can move in the movement phase, measured in inches. First edition doesn't have this, as all units have a 6-inch movement. The next two tell you how well the unit handles combat. Weapon skill, noted as WS, tells you how well a unit handles melee combat. This will be compared against an enemy unit's weapon skill in combat, and the higher, the better. Ballistic skill, noted as BS, no, not that kind, tells you how well a unit can fire a ranged weapon. An easy way to remember what dice roll you need to hit with a ranged weapon is to subtract your ballistic skill from 7. Some units are especially powerful, such as Primarchs, and their ballistic skill can be higher than 5, remembering that a roll of 1 always fails. When rolling to hit when you have a ballistic skill of somewhere between 6 and 10, you are allowed to re-roll a failed hit roll. However, the requirement to hit gets harder. At ballistic skill 6, if you re-roll, you'll need a 6 to hit instead of a 2. At 7, you'll need 5. At 8, 4, and so on until ballistic skill 10, where you only need a 2 to hit. Don't worry about it if it doesn't make sense. Ballistic skill beyond 5 is incredibly rare to the point where you don't need to memorize that at all. Just remember ballistic skill minus 7 is what you need to hit. Strength determines a unit's physical capabilities. When in combat, this characteristic determines your 2-wound roll. Close combat weapons modify this number directly, such as a power maul, which adds 2 to your strength characteristic, allowing you to bonk extra hard against your enemies. Toughness determines how hard it is to be wounded, whether it be from a noble sword or the raging fires of a Phosphex weapon. The higher the stat, the better. Wounds tell you how much damage a unit can take before taken off the table. Chaff have 1 wound, dying in the swaths to carry you to victory, but on the other side of that stands Automata, Dreadnoughts, and Primarchs, standing at a powerful 3, 5, or even 7 wounds. Initiative tells you who fights first in close combat. Faster units, such as a Legion Praetor, are going to run circles around slower units, such as Auxilia Troopers. Starting at Initiative Step 10, all combats go in order of whoever has the highest initiative. But when the line comes crashing into each other and heroes stand valiant against the other, anyone at the same initiative step fights at the same time. That means that even if a unit dies, it still has a chance to fight back if its initiative is at the same as the initiative step currently active. Lastly is the saving throw. A simple number, but so important to the survival of your unit. Unlike the rest of the characteristics, you want this number to be as low as possible. This is because the number shown is the result that you need, or higher, to save yourself from fatality. Now, vehicles replace some of these characteristics. A vehicle has movement, ballistic skill, armor, hull points, and transport capacity. I've covered these in my vehicles video, but I'll give a quick rundown of them again. Armor takes the place of toughness, forcing your opponent to roll a d6 plus their weapon strength to match or exceed your armor in order to do damage. Hull points are equivalent to wounds, but when reduced to 0, the vehicle does not get taken off the table unless it explodes. Transport capacity tells you how many models you can place inside of it, while in the unit data, it tells you where the access points on the vehicle are, if any. And that's the rundown for a unit profile. Hopefully this brings you up to speed on some of the terminology I use in my other videos. I've got a few more basic things to cover before moving on to the more advanced stuff, but getting this video out is just the catharsis I needed. It's been a while, and I can't really be consistent about any of this yet, but with that said, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Iluxius, Castellan of the Imperial Fist Underdark Company, signing off.